Hello everyone, or hello, welcome to Sauchland Farm.
Not yet, we're not starting yet. What's that?
We have one viewer. Can you confirm you can hear us? Please, with a comment. 4.
Oh, sounds funny.
Hiya. Hi Phil, can you hear us okay? We're a couple of minutes until we start.
You say hi, Annie?
Yes, you can hear us. Excellent, that's a good start. Okay, well, delighted that you're on a sunny day. It's going to make a fun tour. Everything looks fantastic.
We've got shorts on. It's
shorts
a
on.
lovely day just outside Edinburgh.
Actually, we have our lamb, Holly. Say hello, Holly. We'll meet Holly just in a minute.
You're live to Scotland. Oh my
We didn't want to. We wanted to surprise you. Okay, so I'm going to flip to round behind us. So we're into the lambing shed here. So Sauchland Farm is made up of 800 acres just south of Edinburgh in Mid Lothian. We run 1,800 breeding ewes, just under 100 suckler cows, and we have approximately 70 hectares of barley grown for malting. The farm is, we have roughly about 200 hectares of grassland which we run the ewes and the cattle on. It's a very high intensive grazing system, and you'll see we have sheep outside for lambing time, which is fantastic in a year like this. Mostly Aberfield ewes, a maternal composite we've sort of we've designed ourselves using the Romney and some Cheviot and some Aberfield, and our cows are mainly Angus and Herefords. So in the shed we have just the triplet ewes. We bring them in simply for ease of management. We tend to have more issues with them lambing, and also some ewes that obviously won't have enough milk for 3, so we can take one off and put it on a ewe that maybe has 1 out in the field, or we can have it as a pet pen. So once they've lambed, they come into these individual pens. We've actually got an interesting arrival that arrived yesterday, who is doing really well. Here's a girl here. She's had three little lambs last night. She's obviously standing over them, quite protective. You all right? We'll just lift these up. Oh, I think she might want to shoo me away, but come on, lammies, come up. What do you think?
Do you like it?
So she's doing a really good job.
Lamb!
Keeping all 3 of them full. I'll just pop into the pen. What we tend to do is, we'll show you this in a minute, but we let her feed all 3 if she can. Make sure they've all got plenty colostrum, and she cleans them up. And if we do find a foster mum, we will take one of them off and put it onto a ewe that can take another lamb. Make sure she might have had 1, or she might have had a dead lamb, and therefore each ewe is going to have 2 to rear. So this girl here will.
Question.
Yep.
I don't know if you covered it at the beginning. David Heaps from Preston. How many sheep and cattle do you have? Did you mention that?
Yeah, 1,800 ewes and just under 100 suckler cows. So we've got about, plus some finishers, we have about 350 cattle in total. So this guy, Ailey, do you want to pick him up? Was born yesterday, and he's doing really well. But as you'll see, he's only got 3 legs, or 3 fully formed legs. But
we've got a wee Stumpy.
but he's
Yeah.
actually managing to
He's
stand,
had a feed,
and
hasn't he?
yeah, and he's suckling as well, which is quite incredible. So we're going to take extra good care of this guy. We're not quite sure what the outcome will be. We've not had one like this actually.
So it was quite a... They were triplets, weren't they?
She only had 2.
She only had 2, okay.
Do you want to put him down and watch him stand?
Is he okay?
He's maybe had a feed, so he's maybe not. He was in.
Oh, see, look, he's trying. He's doing well.
He's getting about. It's quite incredible. I went in the pen this morning and he was standing sooking.
So, you're going to name him?
So there's nothing actually on at the moment. We don't have anything lambing, unfortunately. Like I say, all the girls in here are due to have 3. So they're quite large. Quite hot on a hot day like today. As you can see, she's panting away, but they've all got plenty of room, fresh bedding, food fed. They're fed 3 times a day, 3 meals a day. And okay, yeah, on a sunny day they'd probably rather be outside, but at least at night we can keep an eye on them. So we'll head down to the what we call, sadly, the problem shed. Like I say, because we lamb outside, we have all the ewes set stocked in paddocks. And then Owen, who's my flock manager here at Sauckland, he rotates, he works his way around the paddocks 2 or 3 times a day, checking on them. They're all expected to lamb themselves, but we do have issues, and any issues he does have, he brings to me, and they go into this problem shed. So we have 16 pens here, 16 pens there, and then we have some adopters which will pop round, and this is our pet pen. So these guys all their mothers have either not had enough milk, they've come from a 3 and they're now a lamb to be fostered on. So they're here to take the place of any dead lambs, unfortunately, that we might have outside. So the ewe comes in, and we have a very neat system where the pen is written down, where she came in, what the issue was, and I can make sense of this, maybe you can't, but so sort of things like, we've got the lamb needed sooked, so it was obviously hungry, in pen 14, and in pen 30 we had a ewe that had big teats, so the lamb wasn't able to latch on, so we've had to put the lamb on and strip her out, and that's what the guys are here to do. We've had a couple of mastitis cases, so we have to treat them with antibiotics, and then we put a date on that, and we can monitor how long they've been in the shed, and then once we're happy that they're all fit to go outside, we can then load them up and take them out to the fields. So round on this side, this is where they come once they've been in the pen for a couple of days or a day. They come into here for a day just to make sure. So this ewe here, these aren't actually her lambs. She unfortunately had 2 dead lambs, and we were able to twin these 2 guys on. Actually, that one belongs over here. Yeah, this is just another day so we can keep an eye on things and make sure that she's taken these lambs and she's quite happy with them, and that they're feeding all right before we pop them out into the field. Some of these ones are maybe a couple of days old, and they will go out to the paddocks tomorrow. And this is the adoption system. So sometimes when we have a ewe with 1 lamb and we want to put a second lamb on, or she has a dead lamb and we aren't able to use a wet foster where we rub the lamb on, but using the birth fluids, we pop her in here for a day or 2 where she's got water and fed twice a day. Hey girls, what's the chat in here today? It's a bit of a tea room. Nothing to say? No? Camera shy?
Mentioned
So this is, yeah, Solway Recycling make these. This is made using the recycled farm waste from our silage bales, which is a great use of recyclable plastic. So yeah, the girls come in here, quite comfy. The lambs have got their little safety. Hi guys, you alright? Little safety barriers so they won't get sat on. Mum sits on a wooden plinth, keeps her dry, and yeah, once she gives a chance for the milk to come through the lambs will tend to smell the same, and she gets used to them feeding. And then the idea is when we let them out into one of these pens, she accepts it and she lets it feed and she looks after it as if it was her own. So that is, these guys are quite happy. Come on guys, you can look up. So these ones just came in this morning. So we've written that down on the board, so we'll keep them. See, she's still not quite comfortable with this lamb here, but hopefully in a day she'll learn to love it. Hey, Ennis. No, they don't eat Smarties, mate. So we'll take a quick look in the calving shed while we're here, and we'll show you a bit more around the farm. Hi Holly, hi Claire. So Claire is here from, she's your Oatridge, is it right? Yep. And she's studying agriculture. And Holly?
Just here for the fun of it. Just love lambs.
So Claire does the mornings with me. She starts really early while Holly's lying in her bed, and then they swap over about 1 o'clock. So Claire is in charge of. Well, you tell us what you've been up to, Claire.
Basically, I've things in from the field.
Yep.
So most of the lambs done outside, and then they sort of use the lambs that are using a bit extra TLC, and then as well, I'll take care of them.
Great. No, she's doing a great job, and I'm here on standby as well. If things get a bit busy in the morning, we get all these problems sorted out, and then once it's all done, Holly rocks up and takes over and pretends to be busy for the rest of the day.
Occasionally when Pete walks by, I grab a lamb or something. Yeah, I'd be like, it's been so busy. I'm exhausted.
So,
You're right, honestly.
what do you think, Innes? Right.
What do you think? Where's the cow shed in it?
You show us the cow shed. Okay, guys, thanks very much. All right, we'll see you later on.
Any baby cows?
Cheers.
Okay, clear back.
If we got any more questions, folks, fire them away. I'm aware I'm just sort of aimlessly wandering here. It's been we're a week in, not even a week into lambing now, so we're actually thinking we're about halfway through, which is quite incredible. They've really been firing them out, and this weather is just making it such a joy this year. So we're into the cow shed. So these are the late calvers. There is what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 that were due in the last cycle out of 100, or maybe not quite the last cycle, but they'll be due from next week, and we can tell that from the ultrasound scan. We have 7 heifers left. These are first time calvers, so they're just about to turn 2 years old, and they'll have their first calf, and they're due any day. There was actually 25 of those at the start of calving, but we've now got 19 of them out in the field with their calves. And then these girls are just overdue now. They're calving away at the moment. We had one this morning who's now moved into another pen. So yeah, Hereford and Angus crosses mainly. We have a few shorthorns, but yeah, no action at the moment, unfortunately. We can pop in and see a calf in the shed. Will we see a baby calf?
Baby cow. Annie, out.
Oh, Annie, you don't want to be in there,
Annie,
mate. You might get things a little bit excited. Can you help with the gate? Sorry, Ellie. Right, Ennis, you stand here. I'm just going to pop in and say hello to a calf. So this is the bottom, or the long close as we call it. So this is where they come when the calves are newly born, once they've been licked, and I'm happy that they've had their first feed. We iodine them, obviously, and bring them into this nice fresh bedded pen, and they get some bonding time with mum. So these were just born, this one here was born last night. Hey guy, hello. That's mum there. You're not going to say hello? Being shy. And this girl was just born this morning, and it's just not long into this pen. You can see there she's just past her placenta. And this is a Hereford cross cow, and this is an Angus Calf. Are you going to stand up for us? You can see lovely docile cows, great to work with. Are you going to give us a big stretch? Do you keep the heifers to replacement, and do you bull beef your calves? No, we do keep all the heifers, or most of the heifers, for replacements. We breed from them, and if they're a Hereford we put them to an Angus, and if they're an Angus we put them to a Hereford. We breed the Black Baldy. And the bulls we actually castrate just at birth or a day old. We're actually just using castration rubber rings, which we just slip over the scrotum just once the calf has had its first feed, or once it's had its first day of feeding, and we're happy that it's going to be okay and handle that. And we use a Metacam, which is a pain relief injection, just to take it, any risk of it being uncomfortable for a few hours. So these guys will get tagged up probably this afternoon, and then they'll go out to the field. What's that?
Hello. Oh, hello.
He wants to come out already.
Say hi, Annie. So explain what sort of bull you used on this.
Yeah.
So you got the white face and the black.
Do you want to clip that one for me, please? So mum's itching to get outside as well. So we're very much focused on forage here. So we pick breeds that we feel are best suited to our forage system. So, grass primarily. And in the winter months we can outwinter them. And then we bring them in February for calving, where they're fed straw and a concentrate blend, which we buy in, and they get minerals, and that really helps boost their colostrum. And then it just means we can manage them out the shed as they calve. We can tag them and turn them out. We don't have a huge amount of sheds. This is it, 1, 2, 3. A couple of years ago, or 5 years ago now, when we moved to outdoor lambing, the decision was, can we increase the stock numbers, but we need a big shed. And I priced up a big shed for this big yard here, and the price was quite frightening, so I decided to go outdoor lambing. And we've since increased the... Is there? Oh great, we've got something lambing. Has it started? How long has it been on? Might not be quite ready then. So we're just popping back up to the shed.
Is it your own beef that you sell on the farm?
Yes, we sell our own beef, which we brand as Native and Wild. It's sourced from the farm, and if we can't source it from Sauckland, I have my own cattle Rockness Herefords, where I run a small pedigree flock, and a herd, and so here we go. This is a gimmer here. So the green shoulder.
What's a gimmer?
A gimmer is a 2-year-old, so she has, more than likely she lambed as a hog, so we lamb them as hogs at 1-year-old, and then once they're a 2-year-old we call them a gimmer. So she is, that green shoulder tells us that. We've put that mark on her, and she's expecting 3 lambs. You can see.
Somebody's wondering if we do farm tours.
Yeah, it's something we've actually had our first venture into some tourism. Yeah, we did some lambing not lambing experiences, but meeting the pet lambs, feeding the pet lambs. The last, how many? 2 weekends, Ailey? Yeah. And it's been very successful. We've been sold out, and we've still got another 2 weekends to go.
Might need to get a wee bit closer.
So I don't want to disturb her too much, because she's, like I say, she's a very young mum. You see the lamb there? No, I can't zoom, unfortunately. So she's just getting comfortable, and she wants to lie down and give it a push. If it had been a more experienced you, I probably would have been able to get a bit closer, but unfortunately I don't want to upset her. And with gimmers, they take a bit longer. They tend to, take a bit of time to open up. Still a relatively new experience, so we don't want to rush her or rush in. And we try and, all our ewes, we record if we have to lamb them. Ideally, we don't want to lamb them. We want nature to do its thing. And if we do have to lamb them, we record it, and we basically don't keep any of those lambs as replacements. In doing this for the last 5 years, we've managed to reduce the intervention considerably. That now obviously Owen is going around 1,700 ewes himself, and he might only be lambing a couple of % of those, which is fantastic. It really lets the genetics do the business, and we can select.
Someone's asking another question. Do you let hogs run with 2 lambs?
No, we lift the lamb off the hogs. We let them lamb them down, and we let them feed and get colostrum, and then once they're dry, we lift one of the lambs and bring it in. We've tried running them as 2 in the past, but we've found that they've always struggled to get them to do them both really well. So we feel like, because she's still growing and developing, that it's better for her and one of the lambs that we lift one, and the other lamb we try and find another mum for her.
Shall we go and see the larder and then
we
can come back?
See if they can get back to see what's happening here. I think she might be a bit of time, unfortunately. Walk quite quickly. You want to talk about that? So the farm also has a business centre, the Vineyard Business Centre, which we'll show you quickly. It's a conversion of the old steading into offices. So we have 14 office suites which are rented out, and that goes very well. It's quite a good wee community we have here. We're just 20 minutes south of Edinburgh, so if you're ever in Edinburgh and you want to visit the farm, please get in touch. info@nativeandwild.co.uk.
We will accommodate you as best we can.
We'll just talk while we're on the business centre. We'll just quickly show you the office setup. So we have the car park over here, and these are the converted buildings. Beautifully done, restored in their natural form. This one was 1998, and this one 2000. So 2 blocks. We have a quick walk through, and that's actually my farm office in there, which is on pass. So into the foyer, put the lights on. It doesn't show up quite so much, and hopefully the signal stays. So we've got upstairs obviously as well. There's a wee overview of the farmsteading here in the picture. So we're obviously in here somewhere, and that's looking south onto Sutra Hills. So we wave, annoy people. A wee kitchenette which everyone can use. And back out. And this is the Lothian Larder. So this is our latest and greatest venture. We just built this in December, January, and we just opened in February. So this is Ailey's project. Ailey, do you want to explain? Innes, come on. He's not playing ball. So the concept is that it's effectively a farm shop.
Farm shop, but it's all vending. So, this was our lockdown project last year, and the plan was always to do some sort of farm shop, but with 2 young children it just wasn't really going to work. I still have another job that I do 2 days a week at.
Ailey's a nurse as well, practice nurse.
Just make sure he doesn't get run over.
Hopefully.
Innes, come on!
We'll see him.
So our ethos is Scottish, local, and if it can't be local, definitely Scottish. So we've got some amazing steaks. These are our own native and wild steaks.
There's some ribeyes in there.
Ribeyes, rump, and some fillets. I don't have your juice, darling.
So these are chilled lockers.
We've got some steak pies, some cheese, some stew, breakfast packs, and pies. These are chilled, and these are all ambient. So, okay,
Okay, he's thirsty boy. So yeah, we have it. Basically, it's all contactless. So somebody can just come in, scroll through, have a look at what's on, find out a bit more about the products, and then they can just hit on this, and it just pops it into a shopping basket, and they can just spend away, and then they just use their contactless, their card payment, and then all the lockers that they've selected ping open.
Yeah.
Really simple, COVID friendly.
Everything's cleaned down.
And there's a native box.
And what you can do here is actually you can send me, we're in the process of working out, but what we want to do is a click and collect service. So if you send me an order in, I can arrange it for you. Put everything in 1 locker or 2 lockers. I'll send you a code, and then there'll be a wee button here that comes up and says collect order. And then you type in the code, and then that's you get all the stuff that you need. So yeah, I think it's going to work, but we've only been up and running for 6 weeks, so everything is new, and we've been learning lots, so it's been great.
And we have a coffee machine here as well, which has been quite popular with obviously those in the offices, but also cyclists and people
So,
just drop in.
Rory, someone called Rory Hesketh is wondering, do you sell any premium jams or chutneys? No.
No, we don't. Just there you go, Rory.
Just some Galloway Lodge. They're excellent and lovely. Strawberry raspberry, lovely marmalade, poacher's pickle, and Bramley apple chutney. And then it's a chap here called Robert Wilson. He's wondering what the yellow discs on the wall are.
Oh, thanks for asking, Robert. Yeah, we did. So yeah, I was fortunate enough this year or last year. I was nominated to enter the Farmers Weekly Awards and came out on top of my category as the Manager of the Year, and then went on and took the overall Farmer of the Year, which was fantastic. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. Still can't quite believe it, but there you go. So yeah, we're all about trying to farm sustainably with the environment in mind. We put a lot of work into conservation work, and we'll hopefully have a prospective customer. We better not scare away.
What we're doing with the larder as well is on Fridays we are opening it up to pop-up shops, local businesses who can come and sell their own products, their crafts, and everything like that. And also we're doing food trucks as well.
So we have a food truck here which we ran on Friday. So we had about 150 people came, obviously socially distanced, and collected their food and left. But the plan is going forward to develop this area into a bit of a courtyard where we can have some tables and chairs. Innes, hi there, how you doing?
Smile, Lindsay.
Live tour.
Customer going in.
Yeah, see?
Porridge
today.
Well done.
So yeah, the plan is to develop a bit of hopefully be an exciting, vibrant new location for pop-up food vendors to come along, for the local community, for folk dropping in, and we can have a bit of fun through the summer months. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how that develops. Right, we need to nip out and see some lambing sheep, I think. Are we almost finished? Are we done? What about right, we have one last thing to finish on. I was going to take you out to the lambing paddocks and try and give you an idea. Yeah, I can point that out from the top. So we're going to jump in here. This is the get around vehicle. Just So this is something I just dreamt up this morning. Hi again. This is something I just dreamt up this morning. It's a bit of a crazy idea. I'm going to jump in. We've got Jamie here, our apprentice. Say hello, Jamie. Jamie's going to be responsible with putting me up in the box, and I'll try and explain a bit about the paddocks.
And leave him there.
Can you hold this and aim? I'm just going to put the safety harness on.
Feet in.
I'm not doing a bungee jump. Before you ask Robert Wilson. Okay.
Watch what Daddy does.
So from here I'll be able to show you a bit about the paddocks. Thanks, Jamie. We'll just take a second to stick us up in the air, so it'll be a bit noisy, so I'll just let you see the views. I'm actually petrified of heights, so this is really out of my comfort zone now. Right, there I am. Okay, so from up here, just to recap, we are 20 minutes, about 20 miles south of Edinburgh in Midlothian, beautiful Midlothian. We're looking onto the farmsteading here. Those are our row of cottages. The end one, which is, oh, I've got a pencil I think for pointing. The end one, which is just there, number 5, is our holiday cottage, which you are welcome to come and stay in. Fabulous walks and views, and we can obviously use of the larder, meet the animals and etc. This is our new avenue that we've just planted. We're in the process of putting some gale breakers to protect the hedge plants, but we have just put in a new avenue of trees and young hedge plants. We've got some oak trees along here. There's one, I think they're every 30 metres. And this is going to be our grand entrance. So we've got another oak tree. So basically the oak trees create an avenue, so when you stand back on the farm, you're able to look out. And what we have here is our paddock system. So we have in this block in front of us, you won't be able to see the section fences, but there are fences that are dividing this field up into 8 different paddocks. And on the other side of the laneway, we have another 8 paddocks, and that top paddock has our yearling heifers in it. And there's a laneway that runs down between them, so we can leapfrog paddocks. We can move sheep around without having to go through one field. And the idea being that we can split the sheep up into small lots of say 30 to 35, 40 ewes, depending on the size of the paddock. And that means that there's less chance of these ewes all lambing on the same night in the same corner of the field, and they can all get mixed up. So the idea being they've got loads of room, and we can monitor them from the bike, where we own trundles around them twice a day, if not 3 times a day. Same again on this side, 50 in each field, and there's another 8 paddocks out here. And this is one of 6 blocks that we have here at Sauchland. We've got another one over the road here, and then we've got another one over that tree line, and then another one over the tree line behind that. And then behind the avenue of trees up here, we have another block in there. And then we're looking back onto the farmhouse, which is where, we must mention Richard and Mary, who are obviously the proprietors here at Sauchland Farm, who employ me as the manager. They live in the lovely farmhouse here in the trees. We have the lodge with Darren and Kelly, and we have a number of tenants, and Owen lives in number 2 here. And we've got, that's our flock manager, and then my house is in behind the farmhouse in here somewhere. So yeah, any more questions, Ailey?
Tomorrow's tour.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Who have we got tomorrow?
The Nicholl family at Newton Farm in Forfar and Angus, and they've got goats and sheep, and they do farm holidays and tours.
So I'm not sure if you heard that, but that's the Nicholl family from Newton Farm in Angus, and it's Forfar, yep. They're on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Goats and sheep, so that'll be interesting. Looking forward to tuning into that one.
Farm holidays and tours.
So holidays and tours tomorrow as well. So yeah, if you like what you see or you'd like to see more, please do get in touch. Thanks very much for tuning in. I think it's fantastic that we're getting such coverage from around the world. Well done to the Go Rural team. Thank you for the opportunity. Hope you're all having a good lambing. Other guys that have done the tours have been really interested and tried to catch as many of them as possible. Clearly it's a busy time of year for everyone, so yeah, just hope the weather continues. And yeah, again, thanks from Sauchland, and thanks to everyone for watching. And if we haven't managed to answer any questions, we will get in touch. If you give us an opportunity, we can answer them later on. Okay, right. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.